Okay, so I wasn't sure what to do for this video, but I figured I'd talk about what it's like trying to, as an entrepreneur, what it's like doing something like this and the cost that it has on you personally and with a family. Um, you know, so I've been um, in a place where, yeah, we're broke. No, but yeah, kind of. I mean, okay. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not coming from a place of wealth. Now, as a kid, we grew up and we were quite wealthy for a few years when I was younger. It was probably what grade uh, 4, grade 5. So yeah, I was we had money and it was cool. We had a big house and it was really fun. Then we got completely broke, like broke. Like me and my older brother had to work for the family broke, um, and my parents just really never recovered from that. And so starting this business, I've got no back end. Like I've got no nest egg, no backstop, nothing to like. Well, if it doesn't work out, at least mom and dad, at least I got a big inheritance coming my way, or my wife's family, same situation. We have nothing, and um, which is interesting because I wonder if that's what forces people to take these risks. Like I'm thinking of that in my situation. Like, is that what's making me do this risk? Is that because I have nothing like to really move me forward in life outside of what I can control? So I'm more prone to taking risks like this. I don't know. Um, I don't think so, but uh, because for me, I think that I'm doing this because I really believe like this is what I'm put on life to do, on earth to do. Um, and maybe it would be less I'd be less likely to do something like this, um, because I know if this fails, like we're starting from square one. It's not like mom and dad are going to bail me out or something. um, so yeah, so anyways, moving forward to like what is it like to start a business, to risk everything essentially. And I'm saying this obviously like, I'm fully aware that I have these first world problems. I'm so grateful for the house that we live in. I'm so grateful for, uh, my kids have never gone hungry. Like there's just way bigger problems. But that doesn't let, you know, oh man, I got something in my eye. That doesn't mean that it's not difficult for me though, right? So just because someone else is having a worse time doesn't mean that my time that like takes away from what I'm feeling or what's real for me. So anyways, um, yeah, so this is like just, man, this is me just kind of like, there's no agenda for this. It's not for people to feel sorry. It's not for people to be like, man, look at it. But just like, this is just my reality right now in the last year and a half. And um, so my wife, like Rebecca, she's always wanted to just have her own house. She's very much into design and interior design and um, make things look nice, and being able to have control over a house is amazing because she would be able to remodel it, paint it, do things to actually put money into the house to make it kind of her style, and that's something I've just never been able to give her. We've never owned a house. We've always rented, and yeah, we could put money into the house, but and we do, but not to the extent of renovating it. And you know, like she's never had that. She's always wanted that, and that's just as a husband for me, it's really hard to not to see other people being able to provide that for their family and wife, and those kind of needs, and I'm not able to. Um, it's really difficult actually. Uh, and the kids are young enough where it's not like they're needing stuff and wanting to do things, and we still have an incredible family, and like we get to go on vacations and do stuff like that, just you know but I think it's more just like knowing the future of education, and things that they want to do. Like I have no retirement saved up. I have this is like, it's really hard. And so knowing that I left some sort of security with being a journeyman electrician, yeah, it's not like it's a honest living, and it's, you're not going to be super rich, you're not going to be super poor, but it's, it's very nice, and you live a comfortable life doing that. And knowing I left all that, and and it's yeah, um, it is, yeah, it's it's really difficult some days, uh, and so starting the business out, Rebecca's been phenomenal. Like, I am so lucky to have her because she's um, she trusts me, she believes in me, she believes in what we're doing. She doesn't understand it, but she trusts me, and that's something that's like really amazing. But also I know, like, man, what that the weight of that too. Like, she's trusting me to actually, you know, um, kind of do what I'm saying I'm building, and and that's a hard place to be in too, because now I'm kind of, if this fails and we're screwed. And it's not that she's going to be like, I trusted you, and it's not like that, but it's just kind of like, on my end, it's like, man, I'm so sorry, like, yeah, that'll be so difficult. And so knowing, like, that's a risk, and I'm like looking at that going, man, you know and the emotional side that she will go through, um, is really difficult. And so there's just, yeah, and I'm saying this for other people who are in a situation like I am. Like, this is like, yeah, I don't think people talk about this enough. And entrepreneurs, it's more, focused on like how to, build the business and that kind of stuff. And there's so much out there for that. But the emotional side of, like, man, what does that look like with your family unit? It's just something I don't think people talk about much. So for me, my experience has been, just a lot more stress. Um, you know, feeling like I've failed many times and second guessing. And I went on a journey for about 6 months, the first kind of 6 months that we really went all in for the company, and constantly just compared myself to everyone else, and just always listened to what were they saying, what were they doing, and it just destroyed me, my confidence. Like, it really hurt my confidence, and I feel like I'm not a very confident person as who I thought I used to be. Before getting into the hard stuff, I thought, oh man, I'm so confident, like, I got this. And now that I'm in there, I'm like, I'm not confident at all in myself sometimes, because sometimes I am, but I'm not in so many other ways, because it's like, what, I'm still in the midst of building this bridge into fog, and hoping there's land on the other end, and hoping we have enough materials to get us there, because we don't know how far it's going to be. And so I went through this whole journey of just focusing on, like, listening to other people, and being, okay, yeah, maybe this is a bad idea, and not being sure of myself, and second guessing, and double-mindedness. And until I just realized, um, no, like, I gotta plant a flag somewhere. I gotta just, this is what I'm doing. Why am I doing it? And am I going to commit to this? And I had to just come to that place where I just realized, like, man, everyone's going to have 100 different opinions, and so many people are going to think that this is either good or bad. But if I can't keep wavering. One day someone says this, oh, it's a great idea, and you get all pumped up, and then so next day someone's like, no, I don't think this is going to work. You get all depressed, and I just got to be able to, like, I just had to come to a place where I was like, I do not care anymore what other people think or say. I'm convicted in what I know is, for me, what we're building and what we're doing, and I just got to stay that course. And it's so difficult. In saying that, there's wisdom, right? There's obviously, like, mentors that can speak in my life and say things, and there's obviously, I'm understanding that there's a difference between taking advice and wisdom, and then, or, being someone who's just, I don't care what anyone says, I'm doing this, head in the ground kind of thing. And you got to find that out for yourself. But when you're a visionary and you're trying to do something you have no experience in, when you're trying to do something you don't know how to do, you have to be able to obviously take advice from people, right? I don't know how to do this, and that's why I rely so much on my business partner, Magnus, for so many different things. But But why am I doing this? That's like, that comes from me and nobody else. So don't second guess yourself. If this is what you really feel is right, this is really what you feel that is you and what you're supposed to do. Um, yeah, get to that place where you just consciously choose not to listen to people, because you'll want to and you'll feel it and you emotionally will be listening, but you have to just choose. Even though I might want to hear, even though fear is coming, even though uncertainty is coming, like, you just have to choose to consciously just ignore that fear and that doubt and that anxiety, because yeah, it wants to destroy you. One thing I've learned in my life is fear wants to destroy every part of who you are. I grew up in a lot of fear, and it has constantly tried to destroy so many parts of my life. Um, yeah, and it just wants to like take root in every single thing you do. Yeah, so just be conscious of that. So, what else is going to happen here? Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about right now. But if you're, yeah, so the encouragement here, like, if you're the entrepreneur, you're doing something similar and you're in a place where it's hard, like, you're not alone. Everyone has gone through that. Everyone second guessed themselves. Fear, for me, fear and anxiety and stress and doubt has constantly been knocking at my door. Sometimes I open that door up, sometimes I don't. But just what's grounded me, I think, is just understanding, like, this is, and maybe I've just convinced myself of this, but I really feel like this is what I'm put on earth to do, and this is how I feel like I can really add value to people's lives. And that's what motivates me so much. Being able to add value to people's lives, being able to help people, for them to discover who they are created to be, for people to discover like their life has meaning, value, purpose. That's what makes me excited, and that's what makes me look at my bank account or look at the future of my family and the risk, and that's honestly like the risk reward is like, is that worth it? And so far, yeah, it's definitely been worth it. So we're just going to keep building that bridge into that fog, because I'm fully convinced that there's land on the other side.